here. So let's talk about this program that you got. I know today at what time? 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. And what are you going to be teaching people? What's going on there?
So I do a lot of workshop at our studio. In fact, I'm doing one for, like, for example, women's self-defense, Mother's Day weekend and stuff like that. But this one particularly is focused on stranger child abduction scenarios plus kids getting lost. So the main focus today is to educate parents on what they can do to keep their kids safe, what they can do to teach their kids so that they can empower their children so they have some tools and they know what to do in different scenarios as well.
And we're going to get to the kid portion of it later on in the hour, but let's just focus on the parents for right now. If there was one thing that you could tell parents that are watching right now who maybe can't make it to the seminar today, what would you want them to know?
Well, parents can't always be with their children 24/7. So the biggest thing I can tell parents is to empower their children, and empowering their children by telling them what to do in different scenarios as well as what to do physically. Children need to know, parents are always telling their kids what not to do or be quiet and this, that, and the other. But they really need to tell them, in this scenario, if someone tries to talk to you, I need you to yell, this is not my mommy, this is not my daddy, and draw attention to yourself. And then I also need to tell the parents, physically teach the kids what to do as well. And those are the things that we're going to cover in our workshop.
Like you were saying, just saying, drawing attention to yourself and yelling something like that is basically the opposite of what we tell our kids all the time. It's like, oh, don't make a big fuss, don't be loud and everything. But that's a tool that you really need, is to get those kids to yell and scream and everything.
Yeah, parents are constantly telling their kids to be quiet. Every time they say something, they're like, shh, or quiet, or we'll talk about it later, or whatever the case is. And so, you need to be able to listen to your children and have them tell you of, different circumstances, situations like, hey, mommy, someone tried to talk to me in the bathroom, or some stranger tried to give me something. And so you have to be able to open up that dialogue with your child and make sure they feel comfortable talking to you so they can tell you about scenarios that would make you go, hold on, what's going on?
Right, and don't assume that your kids are just going to open up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
I know today, I'm sorry,
No,
you said you're going to do fingerprinting too and everything today?
Yes, everybody gets a fingerprint kit as well today when they come to the workshop so that they have something physical to take away, as well as a checklist for all the parents of things that they can do. So I'll be going through everything in the workshop, but also give them a checklist to take home and start practicing with their kids. They need to actually do drills. It's not something that you talk about once and be like, I'm pretty sure my kids got it. That's not the case. It's something like anything else. You have to continue to work at it so that they know the correct responses in different scenarios.
And then the workshops today at 1 o'clock, do people just show up, or how does that work?
If they call ahead, it'd be very helpful. Our phone number is 258-KICK. It's super easy. But we do have room, and we've slated a lot of room for this. We have a large facility, so we have 2 rooms going on. One room is for the kids. They go in there to learn their material, and the adults go in the other room so I can educate the parents. So we have a large facility. We can accommodate quite a few people, and so I think we have a little bit of room left.
Excellent. Okay, so stick around, folks. She's going to show you some things with the kids and what you can teach your kids and things that they'll learn today. By the way, Canby, when you sat down, said, I've been to her place, and she's the toughest person I know.
Yeah, she is.
You look so petite, and you're so nice, but you could take somebody out.
You can take both of us out at the same time.
Yeah, easy, with one finger. Nice to meet you. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much.
It's very important stuff.
So we're going to demo some of the things that you'll get to learn in this workshop. We're joined again by Master Amitis, but they call her Master P, which I think is a lot easier for everybody. Is it okay? Can we just go with Master
Absolutely.
P? Okay, I like that, especially for the kiddos. Makes it a little bit easier. So kind of give us an idea of some of the things that you're going to practice with the kids. You separate kids and parents. We talked about what parents are going to get out of this. Now let's talk about what the kids are going to learn.
So the kids are going to learn what to do if a stranger tries to lure them, try to give them something or take them away. And they're also going to learn what to do if they get lost. They're also going to learn how to do some really, really basic self-defense to send a message to their attacker.
Okay.
So all those things, there's a whole host of things we're going to cover today, but we'll demonstrate a few of those today.
Okay, yes, show us some of the things that you're going to do. We're going to use little Ricky here. Look how cute he is.
He's adorable. So with Mr. Ricky, we've trained him in the event someone tries to talk to him or lure him away.
Okay.
That he's drawing attention to himself, and he has to be super loud.
Okay.
So, Ricky, I want you to pretend I'm a complete stranger, and I'm going to come approach you, and I'm going to try to whisper in your ear to try to take you away, okay? Hey, Mr. Ricky, come with me.
No, I know your daddy.
That's what he does.
Okay.
He yells, you're not my mommy, you're not my daddy, and draws attention to himself.
Okay, and he was really loud too. Good job, bud. That's really important, right? Because you want to make sure that people are noticing like something's not right here.
Absolutely. And instead of just saying help or screaming and yelling, because people are now accustomed to kids screaming, yelling in stores,
Yes.
you know,
and
it's very common.
I read somewhere that yelling help in any situation is like the worst thing you can do, because people hear that word often, and so it doesn't alert them to anything. But him saying, "You're not my mommy," all of a sudden people are like, what's going on?
Exactly.
Okay, so what's some of the other things you're going to work on?
So the next thing I'll have Ricky demonstrate is very simple. It's in the event a child gets lost. So Ricky, if you're at Disneyland or you're at the store at the mall and you get lost, you get separated from mom or dad, what are you supposed to do?
Sit down.
Sit down. Show me how you do that. You just sit.
And why do you want them to sit down like that? All I
Because-
can picture is people at Disneyland like walking around him.
So this draws attention. Instead of him wandering and getting lost and parents going in different directions, he's staying put so that the parents can come find him.
I see.
And this actually draws attention going, okay, why is there a child sitting on the floor by themselves?
Right.
Right? So this draws more attention than Ricky panicking and just running around, and which is what commonly happens.
Okay, now this is the workshop's happening today, 1 o'clock at the studio. And you saw the girls stretching. They belong to the studio
They
as
do.
well. We got to give them some kudos, too. This is really focusing on 10 and under.
It is, but we teach, you know, teenagers, 10 and under, 8, 9, 10, doesn't really matter, that there's a huge message that you want to send any attacker, any predator that wants to take you. You want to send a message that you picked the wrong victim. So with my older kids and my teenagers, I always teach them to fight. And no
Okay.
matter what, I just want them to yell, scream, and fight. And so we'll demonstrate real quick some kicking and basic strikes.
Okay,
And
yeah.
that they can do. And what this says is, hey, you picked the wrong person. I'm not the one you want.
Right, we're
okay?
running out of time, so as they're demonstrating this really quick, I'll let you guys know. It is called The Studio. It is on Sierra College Boulevard. It's happening at 1 o'clock today. They would like you to give them a call beforehand. I believe the number is 238-KICK. K-I-C-K, 238-KICK, if you want to register for that. You can just show up, but they do recommend that you call ahead and let them know that you're going to be coming out there. Really important things for both parents and kids. Master P, educating everybody
Master
today.
P. Master P. We appreciate it.